Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. You know, I have posted quite a few videos over the past couple of years. And regardless of the subject matter, my ending is always the same, is that the truth lies in the Creator. And anything outside of the Creator is just a perspective that's going to lead, if followed, to the direction of that one that's carrying it forward. And in the meanwhile, it would be destruction because of the challenges that comes from all of the other people, because of the stuff that we each individually were given when we were put into this body, into this earth. And that's why I'm here today. I want to ask you, for those of you who look at my posts, and look how many clicks I get, how many people check me out, like or unlike. You will find that I can have a video maybe for several months and 4 or 5 hits. And those 4 or 5 hits might have just come from me going back to check to see if anybody else have clicked. But they are dynamite. I think that's why they are not clicked on that much. You can put some junk on and overnight you got 2 million hits. 2 million people jumped on the junk. But that's neither here or there. I'm in a situation, ladies and gentlemen, that I need your counsel. I got a lot of wisdom that comes from the Creator, and I'm convinced that you have as well. And so for your wisdom, I'm going to ask you to help me solve this situation. Whatever city or state you live in, wherever you are right now, imagine that your city or your state is the expression of all humans on earth. That's the world right there where you are. Now I want you to imagine that everyone in your city or state, including you, are as blind as a bat. You can't see anything physically. And all the rules and regulations and laws that exist are there to help guide blind people from day to day. And like any people that you can imagine now, nothing's perfect. And so, but you condition to the rules and the regulations. And you think that's all there is. You don't know any different. But I want you to imagine that one morning, several of you awake, and an amazing thing happens. You open your eyes, and all of a sudden, you can see. Now, I want you to imagine that out of all the people in your city or state, only 7 of you had your eyes open. Now I ask you, when you open your eyes, you can see how to maneuver through the day. You can see the obstacles that stood before you when you were blind. And now you who were blind, who can now see, you can think, if you have the compassion, to remove some of those stumbling blocks that you had to face when you were blind, that you know other blind people have to face. But now that you can see, you can recognize what needs to be removed, and you remove it, it makes life a lot easier to bear for those who are still blind because of what you did. Now you might ask yourself, why do you see? Out of all the people in your city and state, out of all the people that were blind, why do you see? Is it something that you earned? No, it's not. Is it some blessing just for you? No, it's not. You see, whatever caused everybody else to be blind caused you to be blind. And it is something super extraordinary that works when you were allowed to see. But you've heard somewhere somebody said that to whom much is given, much is required. So you don't just have vision so you can walk around and laugh and skin and grin and say you can jump over all the hurdles now that you can see. No, you were given sight to become a physical expression to those who cannot see, so they can have an understanding, just a little closer understanding of the love. You see, it was love that touched you, that gave you your sight. But love didn't stop with you. Love now has to transcend beyond you to those who are still blind. That's your call. That's your challenge. I'm telling you, that is what it's about. But I'm asking, now I'm telling you when I ask you. So let me see if I can reshape this. Now that you can see, what do? When all the rules and regulations are designed to lead and guide the blind through the day, and now you can see. But anything that you do is against the law. Because there's no way you who can see now are going to continue to deal with those stumbling blocks in the same way you did when you were blind. And now that you have compassion for others, you're going to take necessary action to eliminate problems where laws have been set there trying to guide somebody when it was not the laws, when it was not, well, the laws were the one that was keeping them in bondage. That's what I want to say. And now the one with sight, remove that stuff out of the way, and the people can go on blind though they may be, free. Now, answer not what the 7 people would do, but you happen to be one of the ones that can see. Answer back with what would you do? What is in you to do? Now, that's just the physical level. I also want to say, let's take it a little bit deeper on the spiritual level. What about when your city and in your state, everybody can physically see, but not a single one of them have spiritual insight. Not a single one of them are connected to the spirit of truth. That includes you. That includes you. Everybody's walking around thinking they got it all, and they're all running around in darkness. But one day, 7 of you are touched by a spirit that opens your eyes, and now you see what you've never seen before. A brand new world in the making. Now, all the rules and regulations are Caesar's, designed to do exactly for you what you have been doing all your life. But now, you, one of the 7, chosen not because you earn anything, but selected because of the love that the Creator has for all of the people who are walking in spiritual blindness. So that what happens when you can see? Now you see the problems that the world has established. But not only do you see the problems, you see how to fix them. You see the solutions. And so, what do? Now that you have spiritual sight? What do you do? I'm asking you to respond. What do you do? One guy I asked, and he says, you're asking me, once I was blind, but now I see. What do I do now? So that's what I'm asking you, ladies and gentlemen. Put yourself on the physical side, put yourself on the spiritual side. And once, each time, you were blind in physical sight, but had your eyes open. Blind in spiritual sight, but had your eyes open. Where do you go from there? I'd like counsel from everybody who have heard this video. You can write it and post it. You can put a video, whatever you, just give me your counsel. Thank you so very much.